What is up, guys? We are back at it, and we just got in 2 new watches. This thing really looks like you're wearing a meteor on your wrist, like a UFO. This shit might fly off, take back off to its home planet at any moment. Today, we got in a new Casio gshock, the GAV-01-1A and 2A, which 1A would be the black one and then 2A would be the purple one that we both have right here. These come in 4 different colors. As you guys see here, we have the black and the purple, and then it also comes in a yellow, and then there's also a silver one, which is why I wore this today, because it's literally the same exact silver, which is why I wasn't really trying to get the silver one. I really wanted the purple one, but it was sold out on Casio's website, so I just went ahead and got the black one. Then I went ahead and looked on Amazon, and of course they had it on Amazon, so I just went ahead and ordered both of them. I'm sure you guys can tell just by the box, but this is the American version, which just came out in May, and surprisingly, the purple and the yellow one sold out pretty quick. Like, they aren't available on Casio anymore. Since this is the American version though, I get the boring box, when the Chinese version came with a special edition box that literally looks like a sea urchin. It's whatever, I'm not gonna be wearing the box. Let's just get right into it. First off, let's go over the purple one, since this is the one I got first and it's a little bit more flashy. To get started with the watch, I'm sure you guys can all tell, you get a nice purple resin, which is a nice deep purple, matches my brand new Kobe Air Force Ones that I just made a video about perfectly. I didn't have a true purple watch, so I had to pick one up for my collection. And then you get your nice touch of, like, it's like a really light, like, baby blue with the hands on the dial. And then they have some pretty unique hands, which is one of the reasons this watch did stick out to me. They have the crop circle alien hands. This is a very, like, alien sci-fi vibe type of watch. And then you get a nice purple dial on there with the sub dials. They really look like the Black Panther eyes, like on his suit, or like Spider-Man eyes. Aesthetically, I do love the design of the watch. I didn't realize it was going to be this big when I ordered it. I do like the watch enough where I am going to keep it and try to wear it, but it is definitely very big. Getting into some of the features on the watch, this here is not a Bluetooth. Casio has been using a lot of tough solar lately, which charges the battery by the sun, so you never need to replace the battery. Fortunately, this one does not have that, but you do get a 10-year battery, so I shouldn't have to worry about changing this battery until I'm about 34 years old. And you also get a nice 20 bar water resistance, just like every G-Shock. You know, these are great watches for swimming, great for activity. You know, you don't have to worry about them, and they can really take a beating and will still hardly show it. You get a nice LED light, which is very bright on this watch, which makes sense. I mean, it is a bit hard to read with the negative display. You can sure always see it whenever you turn the light on, but you just might have to use the light more than usual with this. And then this one pretty much works like any other G-Shock. You get your 4 buttons around the dial still as well, and it says what all the buttons are for on the back. If you wear G-Shocks almost every day like I do, then I'm sure you've already got it down by now. The top left button you use to set the watch, and then the bottom left button you use to flip through the sub dial. The first time you press it, you get to the world time, then you get the stopwatch, and then the timer, and then you can flip to your alarms, and then back to the regular time. So it is nice, you do get a second time zone with this watch in just one press of a button. So it is pretty much a GMT watch as well. That is one of the things I do love about G-Shock so much, is it definitely does run the watch game in like functionality. And then on the top right, you get your light, your LED light, and then the bottom right button, it flips through like the day of the week, the date, and the month, and then back to your time. And then you do get a nice mineral glass, which I never understood why they wouldn't use sapphire glass in a G-Shock, just because it is closest to a diamond on the hardness level. So like scratches would be the most resistant. So this is a little bit more prone to scratching, the mineral glass, compared to sapphire. But since it is a G-Shock, this watch is meant for force. So like if you drop your watch, you throw it, it's built for whatever. So the mineral glass can take a lot more impact compared to the sapphire glass. It still is pretty good when it comes to being scratch resistant. That sapphire glass is a lot more prone to shattering, which is why they use mineral over sapphire. And then the big setback for this watch, to me and probably a lot of people, which makes this watch unwearable, is how big the dial is. You get a whopping 58 millimeter frame of the watch. The dial is actually a lot smaller. It is definitely probably going to be the biggest watch in your collection. It is still one of my favorite G-Shocks from the design aspect. If only this watch was like 10 millimeters smaller. If it was like a nice 48 millimeter, that would still be pretty big, but it would be a lot more proportionate compared to at least all the other G-Shock, and then this one would take the cake for the best G-Shock in my collection. They do add a special new feature to this watch, which is called a shock release hand, which Casio implemented to improve the accuracy of the minute hand. You know, when your watch does receive those high G forces, the minute hand would then bounce out of position at the moment of impact, but then uses magnets to draw the minute hand back to where it always needs to be. That pretty much does it for the purple watch. Here, we'll just go over the matte black one real quick. All the features are the exact same on this watch. The only difference is the color. I'm really a huge fan of this one. Honestly, the purple one was my favorite at first until I got these in hand. And now the matte black one is just a nice switch up. It's a little bit more subtle, especially for how loud this watch is. It really does grab a lot of attention. That's why I like this one a little bit more, because it is definitely more sleek and it has a very nice matte black resin to it, and it has a nice contrast with the G-Shock and the protection being in a nice glossy black as well too, to match the glossy hour markers. You get an all black dial with this watch, and then a nice gray Casio G-Shock branding on there with some gray and white hands, again with those alien crop circles over the Spider-Man mask sub dials. The positive about how big these watches are, and it does make me appreciate all of my regular size G-Shocks, because when I put those on after these, it makes them look a lot more reasonable, a lot smaller, where I feel like I wouldn't wear my G-Shocks as much because they were so bulky. Now this is a whole nother level of bulkiness. This is still a very cool watch, so regardless of the size, I mean, if it was any bigger, I don't think I could do it. Even with this size, I'll still definitely wear these watches since they are so cool. And I've never seen a G-Shock like this. So I'm glad they're still being innovative, coming out with new designs and staying on their toes. Even with the watch this big, it's still sold out. So that's gotta say something. That is about all today, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you guys made it to this point in the video, it's only right you hit that subscribe button and leave a like while you're at it. Let me know which color is your guys' favorite out of all these watches. And if you guys were able to pick one up, they still are available on Amazon and Casio if you guys still wanted to try to get them. I know this watch isn't for everyone with how big it is. You know, you really gotta have a decent size wrist to make this one work. Until next video, I'm gonna see you guys all then, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Peace.